Good evening. Back for another tackle talk. This is gonna be my late fall slash winter transition tackle talk. I don't spend a ton of time on the water this time of year. I really enjoy the waterfowl thing. I enjoy pheasant hunting. But I've had some success in the past chasing muskies this time of year, and I will definitely be doing some now. Now in Iowa, the live bait thing is a little bit limited. The trolling program is a little bit limited. We don't have Cisco's, but we do have shad, which is kind of a different thing than some of the lakes. So again, I've got some trips planned. We're gonna try and do some Wisconsin sucker stuff here maybe next weekend. This weekend we're gonna maybe try and do some main lake, main break type stuff. So anyway, hopefully we can get some footage from those times. But I'm gonna break down kind of what I'm gonna be using this time of year, what I will be chucking around and trying to make some stuff happen with. So I've got an assortment of baits here. I'm gonna explain where I'm gonna use them and why. Okay, so without further ado, let's just dive right in. Pun intended, because this is a diving rise. So this is the 12-inch Navin. I'll be rocking that. That'll be coming with me on the trips that I'm running later in the fall. You can weight it. It doesn't have any weights in it right now, but to try and get it to where you want it to sit in the water column. 10 and 12 inchers you can get somewhere between 6 and 8 foot. Again, if you weight them, they'll hang longer. That's just how that kind of weight system works. I'm gonna call out Bucko a little bit here because I don't have one of these in my personal collection. This would be a 14-inch Bucko. I would be throwing this if I had one, but I don't have one, Bucko. Why is that? I have a good feeling you all will see this again very soon, and you'll understand why I don't have a 14-incher in my collection, even though you have one in front of you right now. But again, Bucko's got the weighting program in there, so you can get it weighted, you can get it down to where you want, you can run it how you need to, in presumably the water column depth that you want to run it in. They got good side to side, excellent roll. These ones are heavy, they're big, but they're meant for big fish. Again, a couple of my buddies have been out on the big pond chasing some fall giants. Yeah, I would say that they need one of those. All right, moving into the next lineup of lures that I've got here with the glide bait program. Late fall is a good time for glides. They do really well. This is a Ridgway Customs. This is Charlie's glide, the Fathom glide. This one gets a little bit deeper and just runs at a depth that some of the glides don't really get to. The only other one that runs kind of in this depth range is the blunt nose. However, the profile is completely different, so that's why different tools for different situations. I really like Charlie's profile that he's got going on here with his Fathom glide. It's got really good back and forth and a little bit of body roll. They're really easy to work. His supplies are pretty limited, but I'm sure if you message him, he's probably got some around that he can get you. The other glide that I'll be running this fall too is a Ridgway Customs 6-sucker 8-inch glide. There's been some big fish caught on these this fall already. These things are they're really cool. And having the bigger glide is never a bad thing this time of year when those fish are keying in on bigger meals. All right, moving into the next thing. You can't talk late fall winter transition without talking jigging. So here is a Bondi bait that'll be coming with me on most of my missions, and a Chaos Tackle Pegasus in the Mountain Magic color. Just tough to beat. I may actually change out that Willow blade for maybe a Colorado or something. I don't know. Or I may just take it off. I haven't decided yet, but again, the jigging program, especially if you have live scope, it's so interactive. I'm very fortunate that a couple of my buddies have it, and jigging with live scope makes it a lot more tolerable for a longer period of time rather than just sitting there watching a return. And I know that guys have done that for ages and ages, so kudos to them for putting in the time, work, and effort just watching a 2D sonar or a down imaging sonar. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to run into is the twitch bait program. You know me, I love my twitches. So this is the one time of the year that I'll kind of lean in a little bit on a 10-inch jake. I usually weight it just a little bit up front to give it a little bit more suspension. This one seems a little bit more buoyant than ones in the past. I don't know if it's because of the hooks I've got on there or what, but it could probably use a little bit more weight. The reason I like these jakes in the fall is they're just a little less intrusive. They've got, you know, kind of a tighter shimmy, a tighter wobble. You know, that might all be in my head as to whether or not muskies prefer that or not. I throw the Ridgways all the time, as you all well know, and I know that those Ridgways will get, you know, eaten to 40-degree water temps. So I don't know, it's just a confidence thing. I've had good luck on these late season, so I'm gonna keep chucking them. The Ridgway is always in the box too, so I'll be chucking that as well. But another one that I'll lean heavily on this fall, especially in this fall transition to winter, and I've already thrown some of these baits a ton, and some of these baits already this fall, would be the Topline baits Dipstick XL. These things are awesome. They get down in the zone, they suspend, they've got awesome walk back and forth. You know, they're just awesome baits, incredible works of art, and they definitely get chewed. So gonna run that until I can't anymore, just like his brother. That one's got some teeth marks in it. Hopefully we can get some teeth marks in this one as well. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Speaking of teeth marks, we're going to talk rubber here quick. So, as always, I love rocking the deuces any time of year. You'll notice that this one is a shallow deusa. This is a regular deusa. I do the Huskies as well. I like the shallows because you get a little bit more hang. Especially this time of year, that hang can be critical. Making sure that that bait stays in the zone and hangs in the fish's face just a little bit longer. But if they're not necessarily digging the hang, I've got a new tool recently acquired from Brady Martz, and this is, I think, what he calls the bowfin. A really interesting rubber bait, head weight heavy. You know, it's got really good, just a really good head down action to it. There's been some huge fish caught on this fall already. I feel really fortunate to have a couple, and I had to get them the hard way. I mean, there was no benefit for me on this one, so I had to win these just like everyone else, and you know, shoot him some funds. But these things are really cool. I'm really looking forward to trying them out. They've been crushing this fall. I feel really fortunate to have a couple in the arsenal now, so hopefully we can get these things chewed. They're just a really unique profile. They're kind of a slender profile, but they're really long, and that baitfish profile is just, it's really neat. But they got some really good from his underwater videos and his in the water videos. You know, that bait, you know, it's got kind of a similar action to a dying dog almost, but like hopefully the hookup ratio is better. Anyway, my hookup ratio on dying dogs hasn't been great, but that's probably user error more than anything. Anyway, my point is that these things can get down into the zone a little bit more than some of the other rubber, and he's got weighting systems and all kinds of stuff. I mean, the weighting systems on all these baits are great anymore, so whether it's the deep threats from Chaos or just throwing on an egg sinker, you know, it's hard to go wrong. But I'm really pumped about this bait. I'm really excited to have it in the arsenal, really pumped to throw it. So kudos to Brady for kicking out some cool stuff and unique rubber as well. Next on the list, keeping with the rubber program, we're going to go with the Chaos Tackle Poseidon. Again, something that runs a little bit deeper in the swim bait category, gets a little deeper, thumps a little harder, gets those fish's attention when that water is cold. So yeah, I picked this one up recently on the flea. The urine luck color has always been good to me, so looking forward to trying to get that cranked in a 10-inch Poseidon. Last and certainly not least, we've got the triple threat. I've heard that this can be really good on shad-based stuff as well as just cold schooling fish. I'm looking at crappies, so I'm going to give this a fairer shake than I've given it in the past. I'm probably going to change out these bass swim baits on here because, like, for whatever reason they get really tangled. I'll give you an update if my program that I changed this up with works out. But this was originally a Chris Willen special via, I believe, Larry Dahlberg. So like some really good juju all going on with this thing. And then now they're available on Chaos's website. I believe that Chaos acquired the Triple Threat. So if you're interested in the Triple Threat, check it out. I think they've got plenty online. But it's kind of an A-rig thing. You know, make sure to check your local rules and regulations. I'm pretty sure to be street legal here in Iowa, I've got to actually like take the hooks off of these and just have 2 dummies up there and then a big one on the trailer. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It may get thrown this weekend. It may not. I don't know. So I think it's just another really good tool to have in the arsenal, something to think about throwing, something that draws a lot of attention in that cold, clearish water. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I recently listened to Musky Road Rules, and a guy was, I think it was Chad, I can't think of his last name, was saying that the A-rigs do really, really well in the cooler water in the fall transition to winter time, and then again in early spring. But anyway, that's all I got for Tackle Talk today. Good luck on the water this fall. I hope that you all do wonderfully, catch some giant fish. It is sow season. Sow season is in full swing. There have been some giants boated already. I think Ben Knutson up on the big pond posted one of a 31-inch girth the other day, which is just plain ludicrous, to be completely honest with you, and just that's just an insane girth on a fish. I don't know what the length was, he didn't post that, but I'm sure those pics will be coming at some point, and I look forward to seeing them. So kudos to him on a giant. Hopefully all of you can find some giants as well. I know that I will be looking with the limited time that I have left this fall, so hopefully we can all find some success on the water and catch some big fish. Anyway, if you enjoy the Tackle Talk, please let me know. Drop a comment, let me know what lures look cool or what you think is gonna work, or if I just sound like an idiot rambling to nothing here on a Wednesday night. But anyway, if you enjoy it, please let me know. If nothing else, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I've got plenty of stuff on the way. As soon as I find some time to edit stuff from this season, it'll be out there. But until then, I'll catch you all in the next one.